Welcome back to Running with God. Today I'm going to have special guest Kortnee back again, returning, and we're going to be speaking about a topic that is concerning if you are a parent and you are in New Mexico. I would like for you to pay attention. This may be going on in other states as well. They may have different ways they do it, but there is a program that's going on that we consider that is rooted in paganism and in Harry Potter, and we want you as parents and grandparents and believers to be aware of it so that you can do what you feel the Lord is leading you to do, so we can combat this, whether it be in prayer or otherwise. So Kortnee, let us know how you became aware of this issue and how it came up to you.
Starting from last school year, my son, like the first or second day of school, he came home and he was wondering why I didn't come to school with all the other parents, for him to be chosen into a certain house, and I didn't know what he was talking about. So I asked him to explain to me, and he said that they had to do a dance, and then they were put into a certain house. And
so is the dance kind of like an initiation?
Yeah, initiation, and each house has their own color, their own crest, and I think they all have their own chant too. And then he said it wasn't just his grade, it was all the way up into the older grades, like 8th grade, middle school class. And it was kind of sounding familiar, but I wasn't too sure what he was talking about, and I wasn't aware of what they were doing.
Mm-hmm.
So I asked his older cousin that she was put into a certain house too. She did the same thing, and the familiarity was coming from Harry Potter, because
Mm-hmm.
when I was younger, I used to be really into Harry Potter, and I read the books, and I was like obsessed with it, watching the movies every time, and so I understood everything from that series. And the houses that they were going about were going the same way as the school of Hogwarts from the book, and they did the same thing every beginning of the school year. They were sorted into a house, and the whole book is based on witchcraft.
Yes.
And like when I was younger, it was just like a make-believe thing. But then whenever I became a believer and started understanding a lot of the stuff that I came out of or was delivered from was witchcraft. And I learned that the author, J.K. Rowling, everything she put into her book, she took a lot of it out of real witchcraft and spells and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And like I understand it has a big influence into all that pagan stuff and also witchcraft, and that's kind of like what got a hold of me into going into more of the witchcraft stuff when I got older.
Mm-hmm.
And it just like blew my mind that they were doing that, like doing the actual school sorting and all that stuff at the school. And like as a mom, a believer, a Christian, it it really disturbed me.
Mm-hmm.
That it was okay, and nobody I was the only one that actually took my son out of there, from what I understand.
Mm-hmm.
And like I can't explain how I feel right now. It's just the witchcraft that is brought into the school now, and it's okay.
And this has been brought in over the years in different forms. Originally it was brought in straight as Harry Potter, and then each school system and each state has changed it along the way. And most people do not realize that in the 90s, when Bill and Hillary were in office, they wanted programs in the schools so that they can shape and form kids into who they're going to be in society. And do you see this same role playing within these groups they're placed in?
Yeah. The characteristics that each house has for their strength or weaknesses.
Mm-hmm.
And the one that I knew for at first before I started like looking into it was from my son's, the one that he was initiated into. It was Riviere, and they were the Dreamers, and then the other 4 were Amistad, and that was for friendship. Altruismo was the Givers, and Isbendi was for courage. Like the same thing was like it was too much taken out from the Harry Potter thing when I started digging into it, and I started going into the Ron Clark school, and everything they were doing, it was like the chanting. That's actually what you do when you're in witchcraft. You chant stuff, and my son and them had a little chant for their house, and they had their crests, and they had them like competing with each other for pride over each house too. And I understand they make it seem like it's for like just for them to like for achievements and stuff. That's how they're kind of explaining it,
Right.
But yeah, it goes deeper than that.
Yeah. So there's a spiritual aspect to it, and parents were not necessarily aware of it. Like you were blindsided kind of about it with him asking you, "Hey, Mom, how come you weren't there?" when you really didn't even know what was going on. And then even if you did know the name of the program, you might not necessarily know what it really was if you hadn't been a believer, huh?
Yeah, I probably would like how I have other family members and their kids are in the same school system, and like honestly, they're also believers, but they don't see it the way I see it because I came out of all that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean that they can't eventually see it. And this is something that people need to be aware of. If you have anybody in school age that might be affected by this. Is there anything else you'd like to say about that?
No, it's just I was speaking on because like how Janae mentioned, like it's a spiritual thing. It made me think back to like how before when I didn't understand all this, and I was seeing how back then the believers were really standing strong against the whole Harry Potter thing, and how they were burning the books and stuff, and I didn't understand that. But then when I became a believer, I understood why, because of all the witchcraft that was in it, and they're destroying it because they don't want it to. They don't want people to understand that we don't need that kind of junk going into our kids and stuff.
Right.
And then like now it's just like how openly it's into the school now. That's what really bothered me, and I wanted to say something about it.
Well, we're glad you mentioned this today, and I'm sure there are many people out there that are glad you did, so that they can become aware of it. They can be more watchful. They can maybe ask your kids to see if they know anything about this, and if so, start communication with your kids, with your grandkids, and go from there. But most of all, pray for these children that are being affected by this and any other program that is connected to it within the school systems. The devil is after to kill, steal, and destroy our children, and we need to pray for them diligently. Thank you for joining us today. Thank you, Kortnee, for joining us today.
Thank you.
And y'all have a blessed day, and keep running with God.